end in sight to the Congress of the People's Party factions. A fight broke out at a media briefing with members throwing fists at each other. Disgruntled members arrived at the briefing in Boksburg, Ekurhuleni, and demanded that the suspended party president, Musiwa Likota, should not deliver the address. He's being accused of sowing divisions and supporting corruption within the party. Our reporter Manqoba Mchunu was there during that scuffle. He's joining us now live here on Today on eNCA. Good afternoon, Manqoba. Welcome. What drama we saw there unfolding. I mean, clearly all is not well with COPE, which began in 2008 and a big bang, and there's this new alternative to the ANC, but today it's a shadow of its former self.
Well, certainly, Pradhan, everything seemingly not fine within COPE. In fact, this just speaks to the divisions within the party. Of course, we saw that scuffle that ensued earlier on, and what we do understand at this point, Pradhan, is that the three people that had come to disrupt that particular briefing were some of the leaders of COPE within Gauteng, from Ekurhuleni, as well as the youth movement within the party, and they had come there with the intention to stop that briefing, insisting that Mr. Likota has no right to actually address that particular briefing, given the fact that he has been suspended. Of course, you recall, Pradhan, that on Monday we did see that statement that was issued by some of the leaders within COPE, including its deputy president, Willie Madisha, confirming that the COPE leader had been suspended on allegations, of course, of corruption as well as sowing divisions within the party. But Mr. Likota is denying these allegations. In fact, he says that if anybody has any proof that he is corrupt, they must come forward with that proof. And he says that he's still the leader of COPE as far as he is concerned. And of course, they announced today during that briefing that they are in fact, those three leaders that had brought about those allegations, that had also said that he was suspended. They themselves have been suspended. They were suspended by a Congress national conference that had taken place in August, to understand. But I want to get reaction from one of those leaders. I'm joined now by Dennis Bloem, who is the spokesperson, or perhaps the suspended Secretary of Communications, according to this particular leadership. Mr. Bloem, let me just get your reaction first. Do you know those people that went into that room, and what happened there?
Yes, I know their faces because when we are at rallies and so on, I can picture people in meetings and so on. Yes, I know their faces.
So they are COPE members.
They are COPE members. They are active in COPE. I can attest to that.
What do you make of what happened? Of course, it was quite unfortunate, and it doesn't augur well for the party, given that, the party has not been doing well in terms of support.
Manqoba, the problem lies with Ntate Likota. Ntate Likota must take full responsibility for what has happened today there at that unfortunate incident that has happened. We have warned Ntate Likota not to divide the party, not to put up parallel structures. But Ntate Likota goes on and on and on. And something very strange. Ntate Likota went with us to different provinces to put up interim structures, provincial interim structures. But now Ntate Likota went to Bloemfontein with the old people to go and decide to so-called suspensions on us. They went to Musselsport in Bloemfontein with his friends, those friends who are sitting there on the table with him, and say that myself, the deputy president, and Comrade Hleko is suspended. Suspended by who? By 17 people who are not a constitutional structure. We have suspended Ntate Likota in a constitutional structure on Sunday. 6 of the 8 provinces were there. Limpopo, we are still going there. We don't have a interim structure. You see, that secretary, who the so-called acting secretary, is from Limpopo. There's nothing going on in Limpopo. But all of a sudden, he is now an acting general secretary of the party. How can you go into a structure without any support? Now, we don't know of this suspensions, but we know of the suspension of Ntatele Kota.
So are you not accepting that, suspension? Because today they announced that you had been suspended during that Congress that they held in August. Are you not accepting it?
You cannot be suspended by an unconstitutional structure. There is no way that 17 people are sitting in a rendezvous and decide now that no, we are going to suspend the deputy president, the secretary for elections, and the spokesperson for the for COPE. We are not a Mickey Mouse party. This party is having a constitution, and you cannot do what these people are doing now. But you see, with us, we can go to anywhere and prove that our structure, the constitution, was followed. All the people that were supposed to be in the meeting were in the meeting when we took that decision of suspending Ntatele Kota.
But Mr. Lekota says you don't have a right to suspend him. It's only Congress that can remove him from, the echelons of the party as its president. He says that, you suspending him is not, legal.
No, there's two different things that we are talking about now. Congress and COPE, Congress National Committee. The COPE National Committee, Congress National Committee, suspended Ntatele Kota legally because we were in a quorum when we were suspending Ntatele Kota. Ntatele Kota must just accept that he have divided the Congress of the people. That's why we were, in 1 week, we're having two different press conferences. It is very painful what Ntatele Kota have done to divide this promising party. Now, it is a shame that you see fists are flying and people, you see those people who are sitting there in front, those people don't have structures. Those people don't work on the ground. Myself, the deputy president, and Ntate Hleko are all over the country building the Congress of the people. But they are destroying the Congress of the people. They are good in press conferences.
But who should we believe? I mean, it's quite difficult because you have the other faction saying that they're the rightful one, to make these calls. And then you have the faction that you are in of the Deputy President, Willem Adisha. Who should we believe in all of this?
The constitution of the party will be our base. You see, we are saying all the time, we are in defense of the constitution. It starts with us. Now, the membership of this party will give you an answer who is the right leaders of this party. Because all over the country, we are traveling all over the country, they know. They don't know Tebo Luate, who's claiming that he is a chairperson of Congress of the People. They don't know those people. Yes, they know Ntatele Kota. But there's others. Where are they working? They are not working at all. We are the donkeys of this party. Ntate Madisha is staying away from home for months, doing the work of the party. Let me come to this issue of the affidavit or what. Ntate Madisha was doing that to save the party because the elephant in the room is Ekurhuleni. They have removed Nzipo Kalipa from there, and Tom Mufukeng went in there to take Tom Mufukeng's position. Ntatele Kota is defending that thing, an illegal thing, Tom Mvugeng was not on the list of, he is not on the list of Ekurhuleni, but he's a councillor as we speak now. How come? If it is not corruption.
But aren't you worried what this is doing to the party? I mean, this is surely tearing the party apart. And going into that election in 2024, aren't you worried about your position to voters as COPE?
Manqoba, those 6 people who are sitting there are not worried about the future of this party. That's why they are doing this. We are very much, it's a pain. It's not nice to see this thing. You know, many people are calling me after that whole thing and pleading with me, Comrade Dennis, please address this thing, because COPE is the hope for South Africa. Now, those people who are doing that press conference today, they don't like the Congress of the People. That is the problem. And we as Madisha, Comrade Hleko, we can say to the whole country, we are not suspended. We will not be suspended by an unconstitutional structure.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us. Well, but then there is Dennis Bloem, who is the spokesperson of COPE, just clarifying their position as far as this fighting is concerned, saying that they don't take note of those suspensions that are announced today. They are saying that they are not suspended because they have simply followed the constitution of the party.
Yeah, you can hear they're very angry and upset. So as you asked quite correctly, Manqoba, who do we believe in all of this? But Mr. Bloem, they're insisting they are the rightful leaders, using the rightful structure. And I was just smiling at his expression there, saying that they are the donkeys of the party. They are the ones who are doing the work. Thank you very much, Manqoba Mchunu, there on the ground, the matters of COPE. Is this the end of COPE, or are we in for a split? Are the factions deep enough that COPE might split into 2? Especially ahead of the elections in 2024, we'll have to watch this space. Now,